all status, Bell Harbor. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold your bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going as L'Oreal about the paddock, and going as Jordan, that's dead. Philippe water trying to drown a bitch. It's a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm cribbing a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, that Herfer's gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that coming from mad. Real nigga learn them, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. They with some scammers, but no one's for pay. Slapping no rap and my dog ain't fall off. No capping, no bound.
What it do, 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 what it do. I go by the name of BREE, representing that Subway Hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Just do that for me, man. Do that one thing for me.
They say they need answers. About what? Well, I got big fat. Big fat, big fat. You went about it the wrong way, so we can't fix that. I'm so straight. She mad at you, so she come fuck me for get back. Next time you bring me up, just make sure you stay big fat. Tell the truth. Big fat, big fat, big fat, big fat.
On the early morning shit, salute to all the chat. You know it would be me without the music. Damn, you're old. Yeah, man. Rags to
You know what I'm saying? Houston, Texas. Screw it up, click. Barnum, click. What's up, y'all? Fat Pat. Youngster. You know what I'm saying? We deep down here in the South. Putting it down, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all boys know
we talking rags to riches, Cadillacs and bitches. Champagne in the club, acting bad, taking pictures. Strapped at all time, cause these haters wanna kill us. $100 billers trying to stack 7 figures. It's like rags to riches, Cadillacs and bitches. Champagne in the club, acting bad, taking pictures. Strapped at all time, cause these haters wanna kill us. $100 billers trying to stack 7 figures.
I'm Gucci shaded up, big bands played it up. Rappers looking like what? Man, this boy done came up, but my life's still strenuous. The average hustler of fame, but even in my darkest hour, I shine like candy paint. I hit the freeway sipping codeine. I'm out of drink, got to go get some more lean. I starts the 9 ball fade, bitch, I'm so clean. You south the roof, south side, pocket full of green. Know what I'm saying? Hit a lick, bought a brick so I could make more Skrilla. This for my certified thugs in Hiram Park, Winter Village. For my hustlers in Southwest, Wolf End, Club Creek. To all my 8900 braids, Wood Block G's. For my niggas in the 3rd, Sunny Side in the 4. For my niggas in Mo City, Sugar Land, and South Park. It's Lil O, born on boards from the south to the north. I represent Hustle City, had to break these boys off.
I'm talking rags to riches, mobbing for bitches, sliding on my switches, south side got riches. How'd you figure we wouldn't make that cash? Massive on the gas, now we passed up your ass. Climbing the ladders, watch the channel was the flexes. East Houston, Texas, nationwide, got me record. Long and strong, riding with that player, little old. So watch your girl before I take that motherfucking hoe.
We talking rags and riches, Cadillacs and bitches. Champagne in the club, acting bad, taking pictures. Strapped at all times, cause the haters wanna kill us. $100 billers trying to stack 7 figures. Talking rags to riches, Cadillacs and bitches. Champagne in the club, acting bad, taking pictures. Strapped at all times, cause the haters wanna kill us. $100 billers trying to stack 7 figures.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going down.
Salute to the bush watchers, man. The people in the clouds, man. Salute to all y'all. So we got 2 topics today. We're gonna go into the Diddy after we go into the Queso sister testifying. You know, testifying and gave her a statement, man. So we're gonna go into that real fast, and then we're gonna go into this Diddy shit. It's crazy. And let me get this shit up here.
Raise your hand.
Hey,
Where is she?
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all too.
She did step out? Okay, she's not going to be allowed back into this courtroom. Her Facebook has been live streaming this proceedings and specifically live stream.
So look, allegedly somebody was in the courtroom. I don't know if it was his sister or whoever it was. I don't know. I don't think it was his sister. I think it was somebody maybe just outside, and they was going live while they was in the courtroom. And you know you can't have no phones or nothing on in that courtroom. Somebody from our Facebook contacted the court and told them. So this is how this starts right here. This is crazy right here. Look at y'all see. It's crazy. Motherfucking black folks hard head, fool. You can go to jail for that.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Miss Kashayla Robinson, are you present? If you will, please raise your hand. Where is she? Oh, she did step out? Okay, she's not going to be allowed back into this courtroom. Her Facebook has been live streaming this proceedings and specifically live streamed this witness who asked that her face not be shown. That's why our cameras did not show her face. Yes? And how is her account live streaming her face? So that means someone in here has an electronic device that is on and functioning. And I have told everyone in here that they are not allowed to have that. So whoever has that phone and was live streaming this, you will not be allowed in this courtroom. Who has Miss Robinson's phone? Someone obviously best have.
Oh, she told somebody to pay from her phone.
Her face was not shown on the video screen that we have. The camera that we have up there has been showing the carpet, which I'm looking at right here on my monitor during her testimony. What I have been advised is that her face was being shown on a live stream of Facebook, and that could only occur if someone's electronic device in the audience was on. I cannot stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen, but unless you are credentialed media, you are not to be having any cameras, video, audio devices on in this courtroom. And if we find you with that, you will be excused from this courtroom. So we need to find out from Ms. Robinson who had a phone or who has her Facebook account, because you are excused. That is not acceptable when a witness has requested that her face not be shown on the camera. You all have to follow the court rules just like the attorneys do, just like the defendants do, just like the jurors do. Otherwise, you will be excused from this courtroom.
Fam, today day 6, and you can tell out the gate that the judge wasn't having it.
Now, it seemed like that was a good judge. She was handling business and still keeping her composure.
So
While
this
trying to
is
keep
what
a
we
fair
watching
courtroom.
all the
Fam, this
slow
Queso trial full of fireworks.
You can see
Things opened
police
up with
had this
testimony from
entire
the once head
area
of labor,
blocked
Mr.
off.
Superior,
A young
tied to
man was
Queso's
killed,
rules,
and the
quickly
suspect
spouted
got
into
away
major
in a
moments that
stolen
could
car,
reshape
but it
how this
crashed
case
about
plays
half
out.
a
Superior
mile
was
away.
grilled on everything
The
from
suspects
his
were
knowledge
seen
to
on
Queso
surveillance video
affairs back in
running through a
2009.
backyard, eventually breaking into a woman's home. That's when police say the suspect held a woman hostage. You're looking at video now from moments after the victim was able to escape. She ran into Action News Jack's Elizabeth Pace for help. She told us the suspects wrestled her to the ground, used her bathroom, and changed into her husband's clothes. I spoke to that woman today. She says she is happy to see these two arrests made, but she's requested privacy for now to allow the justice system to do their jobs without outside influences. Today, 21-year-old Hakeem Robinson was charged with murder. His father, Abdul, was charged with accessory after the fact. You can.
Now that's what we watching, y'all, to catch all the slow folks up that ain't caught up to speed.
19 on a California trip, so whether Queso's father actually played a role in the rapper's career. The state even tried to sneak in questions about a drill rap and dead children, which immediately got stricken. Now, the audio for the lawyer wasn't heard. You can only hear the questions from the state and from the defense. So I pretty much tell you what he had to say in his intro. But also came the testimony of Queso's sister, Kashayla Robinson. Unlike Queso's record label, his sister showed up to court, not via Zoom. Now, we was able to hear her on the stand, but we wasn't able to get an image. But upon her own record, she decided to stream the entire event via her Facebook Live. It was her Facebook Live that made the courtroom go into a debacle. On top of that, it seemed like during cross-examination, the state tried to chirp her up, but she stayed locked in for the state. But she was brought in by the defense. And I'll let you know one key moment that she mentioned while being cross-examined. That video that we all saw with the perpetrator running to kill Charles McCormick in that shopping center parking lot, she mentioned she didn't know for sure, but she had a gut feeling that was her brother. Huh? You get up there to say facts, not what you think. But that's where we at in day 17. So without wasting too much time, we're going to hear from Queso's sister. But I'm going to come in between so you guys can stay on point with the state, the defense, and being cross-examined. And we're going to try to get the most of 8 hours in less than 40 minutes. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Now, as mentioned, the defense is who brung Queso's sister. But this was kind of shocking to the judge. And she mentioned that the first person who approached Queso's sister was Queso's attorney. Check it out.
All right, defense, you may call your next witness.
Three to four bedroom. How many people lived there at the time that you knew? So it was my dad, Kenyatta, which is his baby mom, my brothers, me. All of us had access to the home. So
make sure y'all hit the like button, tapping the screen, and don't be a hater all your life.
Everyone or all the siblings and
good morning, my
whoever
fellow moderator, man. That's one moderator.
All the siblings, we all had keys. Who would be the closest, would you say, in that group that would be coming and going, just so that we have an idea? My siblings. Okay, so I'm just going to throw out some names. How many siblings do you have? It's a total of 11 of us. Okay, so Abdul Robinson Jr., is that a sibling of yours? Yes, that's my brother. Okay. Was he living in the home? Yes. Does he have also a nickname? Yes, Kareem. Kareem, okay. Was Hakeem Robinson living in the home? Yes. Was that the only home he was living in at the time? He always was in between his mom and his dad. Well, okay, but his mother is a different location. Yes. So you bounce back and forth. Yes. I know there's another Abdul Robinson brother. Did he live there too? I believe he was incarcerated still around that time. Okay. And then anyone else of importance that you know would come and go that you can think of now? I know it's 5 years later. All of my siblings, my dad, Kenyatta, the people who live there. Okay. Now, drawing your attention to, so during that time, would you see Hakeem Robinson a lot? Yes. you were familiar with, for example, his height and his weight?
Yes,
Okay, you'd see him in regular clothes, sleeping clothes, all type of clothes?
of course.
Okay. And then there came a time later in September of 2020 where he was arrested,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Was your dad arrested at the same time?
Yes.
At that time, was a video released on the media about what is the subject of the case that we are here for today?
Yes.
There were several videos that were released into the media.
Yes.
Right? The one I want to focus on is the one that was depicted of a strip mall, which showed someone shooting the victim in this case.
Yes.
Did you see that video?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how many times would you say that you saw that video?
It circulated around the world, the internet, so I would say I've seen it numerous of times.
Okay. And knowing what you know of your brother, when you saw that video, what was your opinion of who the person was?
I immediately said, excuse my language, hell no. I was like, wow.
And how did you what was it about looking at the video and then knowing what you know about your brother that led you to come to that conclusion?
So if I can give a description of how I describe my brother, I would say that I call him fat, slew-footed, which we would say 2 left feet. I call him stocky and tallest. Tall. He's a giant to me.
Okay, and how tall are you, just to give the jury some reference?
I'm 5'4".
Okay, and so as you describe him to you, he's a giant.
Yes.
And so when you looked at this, is that what it was that, in your opinion, made you believe that it was not him?
It was honestly being a sibling and a sister. It was the intuition, the gut feeling of just like almost if you know, you know. So it was gutting, but seeing it initially, I was just like, hell no.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
All right.
Now, next was cross-examination from the state. And you can tell, fam, at this point, you don't know if she was there for the defense or the state, because the state kind of tripped her up when asking her the size of her brother. Also, when asking her initial reaction when first seeing that surveillance footage of the perpetrator who allegedly killed Charles McCormick. But then she also helped the defense when speaking on her dad gave all her sons different phones. Check it out.
So, Ms. Robinson, it's true when Abdul Robinson Sr., your father, indicates that Hakeem Robinson was living with him. That's true.
That's true.
And you were there too.
Yes.
And your father certainly would have had contact with Hakeem Robinson during the period of time he was living with him.
He contacted all of us.
Yeah, okay. And is it fair to say that everyone in that house had multiple phones?
Yes.
And I think you've indicated that you even have multiple phones.
Yes, I have 2.
And Abdul Jr. had multiple phones.
Yes.
And Hakeem had multiple phones.
Yes, we've had them.
And that Abdul Robinson Sr., that he would provide sometimes that for y'all as a father giving to his children.
For myself, I took care of myself.
Okay. Well,
but he took care of his son. So, yes, he would.
Okay. So he would provide them things like phones.
Yes.
When Charles McCormick, Little Buck, you've heard of him?
I heard of Charles McCormick.
Okay. And you were aware of, before your brother ever got arrested, you were aware of a disc track that he sang making fun of Willie Addison.
The link on the community while Max was ride.
Yes, I was.
And the defendant was aware of that.
Yes.
In fact, Leroy Whitaker was aware of that as well.
We all who are associated with each other are aware of that.
And just so to be clear, Leroy Whitaker and the defendant Hakeem Robinson are cousins.
Yes, they are.
And they're close.
Yes, they're cousins.
And so the whole group, including Abdul Sr., Abdul Jr., and the 2 defendants, were upset about this Charles McCormick making fun of the death of Willie Addison.
We all were.
Yeah. And so that was discussed among the group.
We all were upset.
Yeah. And one of the reasons for being upset is that McCormick was in 6 Block, this other group, correct?
We were upset that he was dissing my dead brother, Willie Addison.
Okay. And Leroy Whitaker was upset and Hakeem Robinson was upset.
We all were upset.
And Hakeem Robinson was in referred the group was ATK, correct?
He was the brother of Willie Addison.
Okay, so Hakeem Robinson, this was his stepbrother, I think, correct?
Yeah, we all acted as blood.
Right, but he was like his blood brother. He was that close to Willie Addison.
Yeah, we were blood.
So he knew who he was.
Of course.
So Hakeem Robinson, he's right-handed, right?
From my knowledge, yeah. But,
I mean, you've lived with him for 20
yeah, that's my brother, so I would say right-handed, yes.
Okay. But it'd probably be weirder if you were left-handed. You would notice that, right?
I don't think left-handers are weird.
Okay, well, unusual, not weird. That's a better word.
No, not unusual. If he's left-handed, he's left-handed. If he's
right-handed.
He's right-handed.
Right, okay, let's get past that. So you saw the internet stuff, and you didn't participate in this crime in any way.
Absolutely not.
You didn't pick up Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner.
Absolutely not.
You didn't drive them away from the scene, any of that stuff.
I did not.
Okay. Showing you what's been entered into evidence at Stakes Exhibit 230.
Man, why the lawyer huff and puff like that, man?
You recognize?
You just gonna huff and puff in the court?
Yes, I do.
The person on the right is
Hakeem.
The person on the left is
Leroy.
And do these photographs fairly and accurately depict the way Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker looked in January?
Yes.
Show you a couple more things. I think I have to use this. Where's the desktop? Okay, there we go. Okay, showing you what's been entered into evidence at Stakes Exhibit. Excuse me, Defense Exhibit 3. You see that photograph on your screen, Ms. Robinson?
Yes.
Does that fairly and accurately depict Hakeem Robinson in January of 2020?
Yes.
And what do we see in his right hand there?
A phone. Oh.
That nigga just huff and puff like,
sorry.
Like I'm boring you or something.
Finally, Mr. Cooper may need, I think I can get to it. Does it show? Smith has the video. I'm showing you states 192. You see that on the screen?
Yes.
So you would agree that he's bigger today than he was in January of 2020?
Yes, not significantly bigger.
Okay, well, I didn't ask that, did I?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Robinson. I have no further questions.
Next was more or less clarity from Scotty's attorney, trying to distance her client from the actual crime scene.
I've been quiet for a long time this morning. And I like to talk. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're familiar with my client, Mr. Leroy Whitaker?
Yes, I am.
And he's been referred to your home on the one you used to live with your dad?
Yes, he has.
Okay. And you mentioned that, actually, first, let me back up. In terms of siblings, who's older, yourself or Hakeem?
Myself.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, how much older are you than him?
A year?
Okay. And Willie Addison was older than you, ma'am?
Yes, he was.
How much older than you was he?
Um,
And I realize this might
5 years. It's a lot of us. We rarely remember each other birthdays and dates, and we don't. So sorry if when you ask me about these times, because it's a lot of us. So the birthdays and stuff is a little
completely understand. But you think roughly about 5 years older than yourself?
Yes.
And you're a year older than Hakeem?
Yes.
Okay. Leroy Whitaker is substantially younger than you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Back in 2020, Hakeem was 21 years old. Does that sound about right?
Yes, it does.
So you would have been about 22, right?
Yes.
Leroy Whitaker was 19, right?
Yes.
And so Willie, had he lived, would have been, if you were 22, he would have been about 27, 28.
Correct.
And it sounds like maybe about 27 when he was killed.
Right.
Okay. Leroy Whitaker didn't have any kind of a relationship with Willie Addison, did he?
Not from my knowledge at all.
I don't have anything further, Your Honor. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And read.
Here today, has Hakeem Robinson shrunk between 6 inches to a feet in 5 years?
No, he's still a giant.
Okay. Has he put on over 100 pounds since he is in the past 5 years?
No.
50?
No.
Slight, as you described it, right?
It's slight.
Okay. Now, the state got up and asked you about the relationship with Blue. Would it be fair to say that Blue started to get closer to Hakeem Robinson when his rap career started to take off?
Objection beyond the scope of cross.
Repeat the question.
If he became closer to Hakeem when his rap career started to take off?
I'm going to sustain the objection.
And the state asked you about multiple phones. Would you know whether or not Blue gave him those phones, or the phones that belonged to Hakeem were given to him by his mother?
I wouldn't know that. That's not something that he would do as far as go to get them phones, but I wouldn't know who actually got it.
He also showed you a couple of photographs of Hakeem with a sweatsuit on. Did everybody have a sweatsuit like that?
Around the time that pattern was popular, Nike was making this ashy gray and light gray black pattern way, also with this orange. So around that time, the Nike colorway was popular.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to see court reporter and counsel at sidebar, and I need, yes, right now.
That's it.
All right. Ms. Robinson, I think you just answered the question. You were finished with your answer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you are excused and free to go.
That was it. They couldn't rattle her. You know, they thought they was going to
All
shake
right,
her
and
up.
from defendant Hakeem Robinson? Well, let's take a recess then.
Just how deep this trial runs. Family testifying, record label execs admitting their role in Ksoo's music, and constant clashes with the judge. Kalisha Robinson's testimony stood out, not just because of her connection to Ksoo, but because she couldn't let the state rattle her. And with more witnesses expected, this drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. Let me know how you feel about day 6. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, so they couldn't rattle her at all. They couldn't rattle her. They thought they was going to shake her up, man, but nah. But no shaking her up, man. Let me get this shit done. So, y'all gonna trip out of this right here. Hold on. Damn, I did it again.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Miss Kashayla Robinson, are you present?
Just watch that, so. Y'all gonna trip out of this right here.
President Trump is actually contemplating giving Sean Diddy Combs a full presidential pardon ahead of his sentencing in October, according to a Deadline report. Back in May, Trump teased the idea of pardoning him in an Oval Office gaggle.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
That was before Combs was found partially guilty in his high-profile 2-month sex trafficking trial earlier this month. Now, Deadline reports an administration source has told them that the president is, quote, seriously considering pardoning the disgraced rap mogul. Combs had faced a possible life sentence if convicted on the top charges at the trial in Manhattan federal court that revealed his twisted preference for freak-offs, grueling, drug-fueled romps in which he watched his girlfriend have sex with male escorts. While prosecutors were hoping he would be convicted of federal sex trafficking and racketeering, the jury only found Combs guilty of 2 counts of breaking the Mann Act, a federal law making it a crime to transport someone across state lines for prostitution. Other insiders have told Deadline that the verdict has since turned the idea of Diddy receiving a full presidential pardon from, quote, just another Trump weave to an actionable event. The White House said it will not comment on the existence or non-existence of any clemency request.
So, hey man, listen, there's only one reason that he's doing that, he even thinking about it. It's because of the Epstein case. It's because of the Epstein case, man. It's because of the Epstein case. He thinking that he gonna get the black people. See, y'all gotta pay attention, man. They be trying to bait us in with stupid shit. Like, well, should I free Diddy? Or free Wayne and Kodak? Nah, my nigga Trump, it don't work like that, my brother. Y'all down there doing some bullshit. Right? Y'all down there doing some bullshit, man. For real. Hey, man, I seen, it was something else that I seen. Man, I got to record it so y'all can see it. It's crazy, right? But, you know, they asked, so as of right now, they putting Diddy up for a bond. Because he does deserve a bond now, because y'all didn't get him for what the main charges that y'all was trying to get him, what y'all wasn't gonna give him.
A lot of discretion to determine whether a particular set of circumstances. Sean Diddy Combs has just filed a brand.
Watch this, nigga. And it ain't nothing you can compare this case to. But at the same time, y'all gonna have to let this nigga out, bro. Watch. They gonna let him out. Watch this. That nigga say he makes urgent. Not urgent.
New bid to get out of jail before his sentencing in a few months. From arguing he shouldn't be locked up for his swinger lifestyle, to highlighting the atrocious conditions at the MDC, to addressing allegations of violence, he is fighting for his life in this new letter to the judge. Could it work? Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Will Sean Diddy Combs be released from jail? I know I've asked that question before so many different times here on Sidebar, but we have right now a brand new request from his legal team, a brand new filing from his defense team arguing for why he should be released now after that monumental verdict in his criminal case several weeks ago. Circumstances have changed. And I will tell you what, We did an interview a few weeks back that kind of previewed why and how Combs could be released. It was a bail bondsman that is apparently working with Diddy's team behind the scenes. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. But what I want to talk about right now is this latest letter from the defense to the judge overseeing this case, Judge Arun Subramanian. Remember, this comes after a jury of Combs' peers found him not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty of 2 counts of sex trafficking, but they did convict him of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He's set to be sentenced on October 3rd. Technically, he could face up to 10 years in prison on each charge. Highly unlikely. Think maybe you might be looking at somewhere to 2 to 5 years potentially, but he could also get time served and be released, although that also seems unlikely. I'll talk about that a little bit later too. But initially, after the verdict, right after the verdict, his defense team petitioned the court that he should be released. He was just acquitted of some very serious charges. The judge denied it. The judge denied Combs bail once again. And remember, this comes after he was rejected bail multiple times since he was arrested back in September of 2024, highlighting the severity of the charges, the violence, and so forth. But now, this is different. Now, what is the defense arguing? I'm going to go over all this in the new letter. I'm going to give my take at the end about whether or not it's going to be successful and whether or not he will actually be released before sentencing in October. So the defense begins by arguing that Sean Combs should be released in advance of sentencing, and the court has the power to do this. They have the authority, among other things, because you can clearly show, quote, that there are exceptional reasons why such person's detention would not be appropriate. So what are those exceptions? What are those reasons? What are those circumstances that are exceptional? They highlight several things that we're going to get into. That the charges he was convicted of, we're going to call them the Mann Act violations. That's what it's called under the law. They're not as severe, they're not as egregious as other convictions in other cases. That the sheer fact that he's locked up at the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, for the past 11 months, that in and of itself is a reason for him to be released. These are all exceptional circumstances, and I'm going to get into all the arguments. But first, they highlight the standard. And they argue that to be released under federal law, you need to show 2 conditions. First, the district court must find by clear and convincing evidence that the person is not likely to flee or pose a danger to the safety of any other person or the community if released. Second, it must be clearly shown that there are exceptional reasons why such person's detention would not be appropriate. Now, clear and convincing evidence is a lower standard. By the way, it's not like beyond a reasonable doubt. Anyway, basically, you have to show he's not a flight risk, he's not a danger, and you have to show there are particular, exceptional, unique reasons for why detaining Combs is wrong. We're going to start with the exceptional reasons justifying his release. And they begin by trying to define, well, what exactly is exceptional circumstances? What does that mean? And they argue that case law suggests a court has a lot of discretion to determine whether a particular set of circumstances qualifies as exceptions. And they say, look, Sean Combs, his case, so different from other ones. There has never been, according to them, a Mann Act prosecution like this one before. And this is how they lay it out. Quote, there has literally never been a case like this one, where a person and his girlfriend arranged for adult men to have consensual sexual relations with the adult long-term girlfriend as part of a demonstrated swingers lifestyle and has been prosecuted and incarcerated under the Mann Act. Combs and 2 of his longtime girlfriends had a private, intimate life that is not uncommon today. They're talking about Jane and Cassie Ventura. Quote,
What they trying to say is, like, normally even when like a judge give you a bond, he look at your background and look at your charges and compare it to somebody else shit, and that's where he give you the bond based on. You get what I'm saying? So what they trying to say is like, is like, nigga, y'all gotta let me out, boo. I done already beat that shit. It should be a bond for that shit, and I'm gonna pay that, whatever it is.
It may not have been common on June 25th, 1910, when the Mann Act, or as it was originally called, the White Slave Traffic Act, was passed, but attitudes about sex and morality have come a long way in the last 115 years. It's worth noting that when the Mann Act was passed to protect the morals and decency of America's women were not allowed to vote. As noted below, perhaps due to the troubling background of this statute, whose history is rich with both racism and misogyny, the Department of Justice has limited its application to those people profiting financially from the business of prostitution and not using it to prosecute consensual adults for their own lifestyles. By the way, we covered this on a previous sidebar. The defense made an argument months ago to have these charges thrown out, called it basically racially motivated, that it was strange that it was being used against a successful black man. That argument didn't work. He was ultimately prosecuted and he was convicted on those charges. Hey, everybody, real quick, this is another law and crime legal alert. You know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the research is potentially linking ultra-processed foods to all this? Yeah, well, Morgan & Morgan is stepping in to fight to hold these food companies accountable. With decades of experience fighting large corporations, they are ready to stand up for the families who deserve justice. So if your child under 21 has been diagnosed, they continue. Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs went to swingers clubs and they had threesomes. Miss Ventura consistently expressed interest and enthusiasm in her intimate life with Combs, including what they called freak-offs. Jane and Sean Combs had threesomes too. When Jane and Combs watched pornography together, Jane testified that she contacted 2 different porn stars and invited them to join her and Mr. Combs. Both Miss Ventura and Jane testified that very often they would see the same men over and over again for years. In July of 2024, Jane testified, for instance, that she suggested to Mr. Combs that they call Paul. Jane explained that she told Combs she, quote, missed Paul. When asked why she said that, she responded, because I did. This was a lifestyle, one that both Miss Ventura and Jane chose, one they all, as grown adults, had a right to choose. Like many aspects of sex and intimacy, it was not without its complications, its bouts of jealousy, and at times, its frustrations. But that is a hallmark of any serious romantic relationship, and that is what these were, serious, long-term romantic relationships. By the way, not surprising they're really focusing on this because, again, he was acquitted of sex trafficking. They highlight how the jury didn't find sex trafficking of Jane or Cassie, that it didn't occur. There was no force, fraud, or coercion that was used to induce these women to engage in commercial sex acts. For transportation to engage in prostitution, what he was convicted of, the prosecution didn't have to prove that violence was used or that fraud was used or threats were used. It was just, did you transport these women and men for the purposes of sex work, commercial sex acts? Obviously, the jury convicted him of that. And they highlight all the jury found was that there was prostitution, payment of porn stars and escorts. And they highlight that he is a swinger, or under the Mann Act, a John. And they argue he doesn't deserve to be locked up for this. Quote, Sean Combs should not be in jail for this conduct. In fact, he may be the only person currently in a United States jail for being any sort of John, and certainly the only person in jail for hiring adult male escorts for him and his girlfriend when he did not even have sex with the escort himself. Over the last 75 years, the White Slave Traffic Act has been limited to defendants who cause interstate travel for financial gain through the business of prostitution. That Sean Combs remains in jail for being convicted of being a customer of consensual adult sex services makes this case truly exceptional. Not only is prosecuting the users of adult prostitution services inconsistent with the Mann Act, it's inconsistent with the prosecution policies of the district attorneys of Manhattan and the city attorney of Los Angeles, California, 2 of the 3 locations where this prostitution allegedly took place. In addition, Mr. Combs is incarcerated while everyone else involved in this identical conduct, his girlfriends, the cowboys, the agency leaders, the porn stars, and others, walk free, as they should. If there was ever a fact pattern that was exceptional under the Mann Act, it is this one. And then they move on to another argument that the Department of Justice, the DOJ, has usually only charged Mann Act violations when there's financial gain. And they even cite a number of cases in the Southern District of New York, where Combs was prosecuted, that apparently involved defendants that set up a prostitution business for profit. Again, trying to distinguish between Combs' conduct and these cases. He never did any of this for profit, they argued. And they even cite the 1953 U.S. Attorney's Manual that says, quote, as a general rule, prosecution should not be instituted in the so-called non-commercial cases. And they claim the Department of Justice manual today, quote, makes clear that the prosecution of customers involved in an 18 USC 2421 offense, like Mr. Combs here, is now limited to prosecuting those who engage in commercial sex with victims of sex trafficking, in addition to those who otherwise perpetrate or facilitate human trafficking offenses. And in the absence of any sex trafficking charge, however, it is clear that the standalone Mann Act counts never would have been prosecuted. That seems true. I think you ask any legal expert, they will say if all the government had against Sean Combs was the transportation to engage in prostitution charges, just the prostitution charges, they probably wouldn't have gone after him. They coupled it with racketeering and they coupled it with sex trafficking. I agree with that. I don't think that they would have gone after him just for that. Anyway, the defense highlights how modern day prosecutions of Johns is really when you're talking about exploiting vulnerable foreigners who don't speak English well, which again is not the case here. And they highlight how the only potentially comparable case in New York is where you had a retired police officer and a former judge who apparently hired women to have sex with a male fraternal group called the Jesters. But Combs' attorneys say, while there was no profit there, there's no profit here, there was sex trafficking of those prostitutes. That's what's different. Again, Combs was acquitted of sex trafficking in this case. And here's the main point, quote, moreover, the cases which involve defendants similarly situated to Mr. Combs have been released on bond pending sentencing. In reviewing the cases across the country where the primary or sole conviction was for a violation of 18 USC 2421, the defendants who were not charged with running a prostitution business have been released pending sentencing. And then Combs' attorneys make another argument for why Combs' conditions are exceptional. And it's about him being locked up at the MDC. They say that a district court judge in the Southern District in another case basically said how bad the MDC is. As Judge Furman noted, the state of affairs at MDC is unacceptable. In so noting, Judge Furman concluded that the conditions in the MDC qualify as exceptional reasons under the statute justifying, and this was the defendant in this case, Chavez's continuing release. Judge Furman found that the conditions at the MDC are, quote, dreadful in many respects, but three warrant particular emphasis. One, continued reports of inordinate periods of lockdown. Two, claims that the facility provides inadequate and or substantially delayed necessary medical care, a particular risk in this case. And three, general issues about the conditions at the facility. These conditions have not abated in Mr. Combs' detention at the facility. As the court is aware, during Mr. Combs' incarceration at the MDC, the facility was subject to an interagency suite that was designed to achieve our shared goal of maintaining a safe environment for both our employees and the incarcerated individuals housed at MDC Brooklyn. They're actually quoting what the rationale was. In other words, there is a significant issue at the MDC related to the safety of employees and incarcerated individuals that require outside law enforcement action from multiple agencies to address. Importantly, MDC, as a jail, has a significant law enforcement presence within its walls 24 hours per day that are equipped with investigatory and often unregulated authority. Thus, the requirement of outside law enforcement agencies to ensure safety within the MDC is an admission that serious violence, mayhem, and chaos is occurring within the MDC that requires more than a Band-Aid raid, but rather surgery. Indeed, we are aware of ongoing threats of violence and actual violence in the facility such that Mr. Combs' safety is constantly at risk. And they go on to argue, though Mr. Combs has been a model inmate for his nearly year-long period of confinement, the violent conditions are still very much a concern for Mr. Combs and is an unnecessary confinement risk given the clear precedent of multiple similarly situated Mann Act convictions where defendants were released on conditions. Now, the government, by the way, would probably disagree with that statement of him being a model inmate. Remember when they accused Combs of trying to arrange three-way phone calls and buying the use of other inmates' phone privileges to try to make sure the government wasn't listening in, that he was having these private conversations, that he was allegedly trying to contact witnesses in the case, that he allegedly orchestrated a birthday campaign to help his public image while he was locked up. So if we hear a government response, I'm sure they're going to say something about that. Then the defense highlights he's not a risk of flight. He's not a danger to the community, which, by the way, I think are real key points here. But they seem to echo a lot of the same arguments that they have already stated to the court. And remember, they haven't been successful in the past. That he voluntarily came to New York last year to surrender himself to authorities, that he gave up his passport to his attorneys 6 months before his arrest, paid off his mortgage on his Miami home so it was free and clear for him to stay at while out on bond. He was just acquitted of the most serious charges that he was facing, which, by the way, carried decades, if not life in prison, that he's not a risk of flight. That's the basic argument. Now, when it comes to the danger argument, that is key. Why? Judge Subramanian had said after the verdict that the reason he was denying bail was because of Combs' violence, that his own attorneys admitted he was violent during the course of the trial. Well, here is what Combs' defense attorneys argue about that. Quote, the court noted that the defense admitted a history of domestic violence as to Miss Ventura and that he struck Jane twice in June 2024. However, we strenuously object that Mr. Combs poses a danger to the community, aside from a single instance on June 18, 2024, where Mr. Combs was provoked by Jane through her own acts of violence. There was no evidence of any acts of violence in the last 7 years. Indeed, the jury notably rejected the government's argument that the June 2024 incident constituted coercion when it acquitted Mr. Combs of the sex trafficking charge. Also, prior to his arrest in this case, Mr. Combs enrolled in a domestic violence program in which he participated until he was arrested and incarcerated in connection with this case. If released on conditions, Sean Combs will not be violent to anyone. As we said in court, this jury gave him his life back, and he will not squander his second chance at life, nor would he do anything to further jeopardize his 7 children not having a father and 4 of his children not having a parent at all. The court can fashion any set of conditions, and Mr. Combs will abide by any condition to make the court comfortable that Mr. Combs will not be violent toward any person. And that is when they propose the following bail package. That Combs will sign a $50 million bond secured by his home in Miami, that the bond will be co-signed by 3 financially responsible people, that Combs will reside in his home in Miami, that his travel will be limited to the Southern District of Florida, the Southern District of New York for attorney meetings, as well as airports that are necessary to travel between the two, that he will be placed under the express supervision of the U.S. Pretrial Services Agency, that he will report to that agency as directed, that his passport will be surrendered to pretrial services, that he shall not apply for any other passport. And they even highlight that the court can add other conditions too: home detention, private security approved by the court, mental health treatment. He'll agree to it all. Now, let me tell you, we kind of previewed that this all would happen, this argument would happen, this new bail package would be presented when we spoke a few weeks ago to renowned bail bondsman, to the celebrities, by the way, to the stars, Ira Judelson, who apparently had been working with Combs' team behind the scenes on working to secure his release. Here's what he said about a new package after the verdict.
When Mark reached out to me afterwards, we started thinking about putting another bail package together.
And what is that bail package and by the way, is this a bail package that you think could be submitted again, even after the judge just denied bail?
Well, the judge denied bail based on the statute, and the statute stated a certain amount of information that part of the Mann Act that, was not eligible for bail. There are certain circumstances that can be done. We're going to regroup again. I know that they were going to go talk to Mr. Combs again and see what happens there. They have the October 3rd date. And I don't know where he stood. As of the other day, he wanted to get out. I don't think anybody wants to be at MDC where he is. So we're going to reconvene and see what happens, at a later date. We could go back with another package.
Okay, so with all that in mind, and again, at the time of this recording, I don't see the government's response to this, but here's my take. Now, Combs is obviously in a better position to argue for release now than he was in the past. I thought that after his acquittal, this change in circumstances, that he could be released. The Mann Act convictions alone, given the facts presented in court, I think the defense made a compelling argument that he should be released, not facing as serious charges that would have justified, a concern of a risk of flight. He's no longer charged with the violence of racketeering and sex trafficking. But remember, the judge was very persuaded by the violence aspect that was a part of this case. The judge has latitude, discretion here when it comes to bail and bail conditions. And he received letters immediately after the verdict opposing bail. And I think a lot of the defense's arguments are compelling, particularly citing case law about other people who were released. But the judge could be persuaded that these were multiple violations of the Mann Act with respect to both Jane and Cassie. These weren't isolated incidents. Multiple men, multiple payments, multiple dates, multiple transportation. The violence, the drugs, those factors in the case may not necessarily have to be separated from the bail analysis, despite the fact that they weren't really required elements of the charges that he was convicted of. And you can make the argument, sure, he was acquitted of sex trafficking of Jane and Cassie. The jury might say he didn't use force, fraud, or coercion to induce them into commercial sex acts, but violence still may have occurred. The judge might be persuaded by that. And I don't think at this point, my personal opinion, I don't see the judge changing his tune. I don't see him being persuaded by these arguments. But look, for Sean Combs, obviously he wants some sort of release from jail before sentencing, because while the judge could technically sentence him to time served or 20 years, both seem highly unlikely, it seems that he would be sentenced to some additional time in prison. And obviously Sean Combs wants some time out of prison, some time out of detention before he's ultimately sentenced. Now, we'll see what the judge does. I could be wrong.
$50 million
We'll wait and see. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always,
Hey, 50 million to get out of jail for a little bit, knowing that you're gonna have to do some time, is crazy work. It's crazy work, boy. They still trying to get that nigga Diddy pockets. They like, nigga, we want, give us the cheddar, nigga. You know what we want. I got time for one more story with y'all people. Thanks for rocking with me, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hitting the like button and share me out, man. Y'all know, hype me up, shit. You know? Make sure y'all hitting the like button and subscribing too, man. Appreciate all the new subs too, man. Without y'all, this shit wouldn't even do shit. All right. Crazy. I ain't watched it out, but we gonna go into it. I'm gonna watch it with y'all real fast. Crazy one too.
Nobody wins when the family feels. But my
Let go! Huh? Don't even worry about it. You freaking for real. Come on. You know I can't be. Don't worry about it. You don't even know how to act. Okay. I love this bitch.
The title of this is She Was Alive on social media, then found unalive in Memphis pool party hours later. Shout out to the family.
Neighborhood where a woman's body was discovered just hours after a pool party at that same home.
My mama died and I'm heartbroken. My heart broken. She died in a pool and my heart is broken for real. Everybody's heart's broke in the country. My mama died and my grandma gotta take care of me because my mama just died. Hi guys, y'all remember another video?
Fam, it's the story I want us to talk about. Something just not sitting well with me. So I had to bring it to you guys' attention. Imagine seeing somebody you care about at a pool party having the time of their life, only for them the next morning be found dead inside that pool. And nobody got answers. What would you do? So let me slow it down. This past weekend in Memphis, a pool party that was supposed to be fun and full of summer vibes had turned into a tragedy. And nobody can fully explain what happened. A young woman lost her life, but it's the details surrounding how she died that have the entire city talking. Questions are being asked and stories are clashing. And social media has only added more fuel to the fire. People want to know what really happened that night. Now, since the news broke, a couple videos have surfaced online. The first show a young woman who seemed to be the victim, alive and seemingly enjoying herself at the party, laughing and dancing with others just hours before she was later found dead in the pool the next morning. The second video features the host of the event responding to the growing outrage. But the thing is this, it's not just what she said that has people side-eyeing her, it's what she didn't say. Many feel she dodged the serious questions. And now the rumors of foul play and even possible sexual aid are spreading fast. So in this video, we're going to break down everything, down from start to finish. Who the victim was, what we know about the party, the videos that have gone viral, and the different theories circulating online. Fam, you know what we're going to do. We're going to lay out the facts in chronological order and examine all the moving pieces to see if we can figure out what might have really happened that night. Because one thing is clear. There's more to this story than meets the eye. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. In Memphis, Tennessee, a flyer was going around over the week. Freaky Splash 2 pool party, hosted by Nicki Cash and Dick Dash. It mentioned that ladies had free entry. Men was $10 and free food and drinks. They said they had a special guest, Snipes Capone, and security strictly enforced. Happening Saturday on the 26th from 3 p.m. until a young Memphis mom who go by the name of Dominique Cribbs had decided to go to this pool party. In fact, at the very beginning, she was posted by the host. As you can see, the tube being turned up.
Oh, let go! Huh? Don't even worry about it. Come on. You know I can't. Don't worry about it. You don't even know how to act. Okay. I love this bitch. Oh! Throw that at the circle. Throw that at the circle.
Yeah.
That got me look like Michael Jackson. They got me looking like Michael Jackson. Look. Wham.
Wow.
Little booty matters, bitch. Yeah, why y'all watching? Yeah. Little booty matters. You know, a lot of them right my crown. You know, a lot of niggas. No, mama. You know you swallow. Cuz you got too much ass. Why would that nigga be doing with you?
And fam, to give you an idea on where this pool party was located, it was on Worcester Lane in Northeast Memphis. As you can see, the crowd was getting larger and larger as the night go on. But then a video had surfaced of Dominique later on in the night, where it seems she's stumbling in the pool, which is key because later on, authorities would assume that she drowned the next day. May she rest in peace, but we're going to further go into details. But the water looked like 3 to 4 feet, as you'll see in the video, while she was standing up. But then it starts to look like she could possibly be laced or dizzy, like something was put in her weed or even her drink. But if you pay attention to the video, I'm going to play it twice, once in regular speed, and I'm going to slow it down for the second. You can hear in the video that people are saying that Cribbs pushed the girl in the pool and got her phone damaged. And that's why they were saying she got to pay for it. You can hear somebody say, she'll pay for it. Then you can hear a guy can say, she pushed her. She did it. And he zoomed in on Cribbs when he was saying she did it. Then they said her phone waterproof, ain't it? As you can see, something funny was going on. Now, Memphis police provided a statement saying that the next afternoon, Sunday afternoon at around 2:23 p.m., officers responded to a suspicious person calling. One female was located and pronounced deceased at the scene. But people close to the situation knew instantly something was up because authorities said that no one was able to speak, at least for the moment. But then that prompted one of the hosts, who had a heavy presence on social media, to respond because people was coming at her after seeing her on her live having fun, only to end up dead the next morning. Now, I'm gonna let you check out what she had to say. But first, check out what authorities had told the local news.
Neighborhood where a woman's body was discovered just hours after a pool party at that same home. Here's WREG's Shay Arthur with what we've learned.
It's a peaceful, pleasant Tuesday in this northeast Memphis neighborhood off Raleigh-LaGrange Road. But multiple neighbors described a much different scene this weekend. People we talked to, along with social media posts, show a home off Worcester Lane hosted a large pool party Saturday afternoon with dozens of people. Those we talked to said the good times lasted into the night. But the next afternoon, it was a different story. This man asked not to be identified.
I don't know exactly what happened, because till next day, did I see the police?
Memphis police provided us a statement when we asked about a police presence Sunday afternoon, telling us at approximately 2:23 p.m., officers responded to a suspicious person call, saying one female was located and pronounced deceased on the scene. Neighbors described seeing 8 to 10 police cruisers and a forensic van at the home, focusing their attention in the backyard and around the pool.
Very sad, things happen like that, because they enjoy it. It's sad.
Yeah.
Very sad for everybody.
Neighbors say the man who lives at the house has been there for years. He's typically a good neighbor. He's also hosted parties there before with no issues.
The guy is a nice guy. He always walking with his dogs.
We rang the bell and knocked on the door at the home, but no one answered. For your news leader, Shay Arthur, WREG News Channel 3.
Questions there, and Memphis police would not confirm that there was a gathering at the home or tell us how they believe that woman died, only saying investigators are working hard to gather the facts.
I'm waiting for all my folks to tune in. Oh my hair. I need everybody to tune in real quick. Oh, I need to go to the river, mama. I need everybody to tune in. I got something to say. I've been crying all day since I found out when I woke up. Half of my lashes still on, but it's okay. Let me get to the point. I don't need nobody. Nobody trying to point fingers. And nobody trying to point fingers at me. At me. I was there to have a good time, just like my girl, fool. And I wish I could take back the time, fool. But I don't want to try to make it seem like something else. So why ain't nobody safe? Shut the fuck up, because y'all don't even know what happened. Y'all don't know what's going on. No. If I wish I would have stayed. I wish I knew who she came with. I wish I knew it, but I don't know. So how do I tell you about something I don't know? Mine, but that girl was perfectly fine when I left mine. I was drunk. I fell out. My folks had to take my car keys. Like, it was through. It was a disaster. I sat in the car. My cousin walked me to the car. I had to go. I got a whole fucking ankle monitor on. Hold up, cause motherfuckers point fingers and don't know shit. That's what people like to do. But I'm gonna tell you something. God see how he look low, and he know exactly what happened. I'm talking about that autopsy don't lie neither. I'm talking about them forensic examiners know how long you been in there, what time you got pushed in there. They know everything. But I'm gonna tell you something. Man, instead of calling me, telling me, y'all send the prayers, don't ask me because I don't know. I came there to host and have a good time. Don't point no fingers at me, cause Dick Dash ain't nothing but a life for the party. Dick Dash ain't do none. Dash conscience too bad. Dick Dash left because my phone went dead, and I got a whole other ankle monitor on my feet. Clearly, you can see in the live video. I left. My phone went dead. The last time that I went back live is when I got back home. I was drunk. Do you hear me? I was sitting in the car for a minute. But hold up, real quick, because I don't need no playing with me like this. Like I ain't grieving. Baby, this right here. Yeah, this the only reason why, fool, I left, fool. My phone died and my to be charged. I go straight to the judge. I stamped it. Everybody know me, bro. I leave the party early, bro. I don't stay at no party early. But I wish I would have stayed, fool, so I can stay for food. I did not do it, bro. Why y'all calling me like I did so? I did it. Everybody want to do is point fingers at him, man. Oh, y'all green as hell, fool. Y'all green as hell, but get what? Everybody named mama know I don't know how to swim, bro. I didn't even come in swimming time at all yesterday. I'm bleeding. I can't do nothing. I didn't do stay on that mic, fool, and watch everybody have a good time, fool. If I knew, fool, it was gonna happen, I swear to God, I wish I could take the time back, but I can't. It's not my fault, and I didn't do it. I swear to God, I wish I could tell, fool. I didn't do it, bro. I don't know what happened. I don't know who she came with. I don't know nothing, fool. I'm clueless like everybody else, bro. I don't know nothing at all. All I know is I was drunk. I was drunk. Barely made it. And I wish I would have stayed, man. I wish I would have stayed, fool. I wish I would have stayed, fool. The only reason why I left, fool, because my ankle wanted to go off. Oh, man, this shit crazy. Man, I swear to God, fool. Man, I swear to God. I swear to God, fool. I just wish I could take back the time. I just wish I would have just stayed, fool. And I wish, fool. I don't know, bro. I just know when I left, fool. I left, fool. And I barely made it home, fool. Like, I would have saved her, fool. If I knew. I don't even know how to swim, and I would have jumped in there for my girl, bro. You ain't talking about shit. Y'all ain't finna do me like that, fool. Y'all ain't finna do me like that. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. All I know is I was there to host a party, fool. I was there. Man, it's so great. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus, man. Man, bro. Man, bro. This shit crazy, bro. But when the truth come out, though, this shit gonna break. I want to know. Because God see how he look low. And guess what? You can't keep that in the closet. Yeah. Yeah, you can't keep that in the closet at all. Period. Man. The truth gonna come out sooner or later. I just know I wasn't there, bro. I wasn't there, bro. I wish I was there, y'all. I wish I would have stayed, fool. But I left, fool. And I swear, everybody calling me like I know who she came with. Like, I don't know, y'all. I swear to God, I wish I could answer y'all questions, but I don't know, fool. God see I ain't look low, and I swear to God, he see everything. You can't play with that man, cause he see everything, fool. Everything. He see everything. Whatever happened. I don't know. All my folks, we were having a good time, bruh. Hey, bruh. My folks ain't like that, bruh. I'm telling you, man, something happened, man. But guess what? Can't nobody point fingers at nobody, please, y'all. We grieving just like y'all, bruh. Real talk, bruh. The story not adding up, but I wasn't there, baby. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you, love. This anchor monitor don't lie. It's gonna tell you where I was every minute, every second. I don't give a how far, how dead my phone is. It's gonna show it. Don't put me in there. Real talk. Real talk. Don't put me in there. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. Real talk. I go up to God and say the same story. Cause I don't know. I don't know, bro. But ain't nobody finna no. No, bro. No, bro. No, bro. Everybody like, why they couldn't save her, y'all? I swear to God, bro, I would've jumped in that motherfucker, man. Man, if I would've, man, if that's what happened, bro, I would've, man, what, bro? What? I don't know. I was not there, y'all. I left, man. Oh, God, fool. Then if I want to be detective so bad, I can't. Look, let me tell you something. Man. I ain't never been that evil and malicious, man, to do so to her. Never. Never here. Never will. Never will, bro. I'm the life of the party. All I want to do is see my folks smiling every day, bro. Real talk, bro. And that shit's green, bro. Man, guess what, though? Please, y'all. If you ain't go to school to be no detective, fool. If you ain't go to school to be no detective, forensic files, please, bro. Please just shut up, bro. Please, bro. Just shut up. You can't point fingers at nobody. Don't nobody know. I don't know. I can't speak, but I don't know. I was gone. And guess what? I would never, ever, I don't want to put this on my worst enemy. I never play with nobody like that. I take my own life to try to save them before I hurt them, motherfucker. I never do that. Never. I don't give a take me to court or whatever. Man, get what? When they pull this up, it's gonna show everything. I snapped it. It's gonna show everything. How long I was there, when it was. Please do it. Please do it. Real talk. No, I don't even play like that. When I go somewhere, I leave early. I always have been, man. Real talk, man. Real talk. Man, shit hurt, fool. I don't know who nothing. I don't know nothing. All I know, shit, I got a hangover. And I woke up to, no, bro. No, I ain't, no, fool. I wish I was able to take the time back, fool. But I can't, fool. Real talk. tell you something, you fool. I wish I would have just stayed with you, Stank. We were having a ball, fool. Hey, bro. I just had to get up on her, fool. But if anybody want to talk to me, I don't mind talking to them. I give you my number. I cooperate or whatever you want me to do. But I let you know that I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I left. I was there having a good time with all my folks. We was having a good time. All my folks, fool. We having a good time, fool. We having a good time. And the only reason why I left. I know my folks ain't like that, fool. No, bruh. My folks, nah, bruh. They made sure everybody was okay. Ooh. Ooh, no. No, ooh. Can't nobody point fingers at nobody, please. Just please, stop. Just please. Just please, fool. Can't nobody point fingers at nobody. Just please, fool. Please. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt, fool. My cousin gone. Not my friend.
At the end of the day, the young woman is no longer here, and her family, friends, and community deserve real answers. Not just rumors, not just he say, she say, but the truth. Whether this was an accident or something far darker, the fact remains that somebody knows what happened that night. If you were at the party and you seen something,
your motherfucking ass come out late. This motherfucker over with. Look at that ass.
Yeah, damn.
What you doing? Just not getting up?
Yeah, just waking up.
Yeah, definitely did good. Sure ass got planned for today.
Shit, payday. Motherfucking payday.
You say it's got that planned. Definitely that.
Yeah. Probably just hang out, kick back.
Red bit paid, man. I gotta lay my ass down, cause I'm supposed to see stars. I'm getting tired. Really.
Type shit.
Yeah, I gotta get my ass on. I'm gonna call you in a little bit, all right?
All right, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with me, man. That story right there was crazy. The motherfucker was crazy. Fool. Just drowned. Probably some she took, some they put in a drink, or it could be nothing. It could be just that she just, this was her time. You know what I'm saying? They gonna figure it out though. They definitely gonna figure it out sooner or later. Appreciate y'all rocking with me because without y'all this shit don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing, man. I'm going out to my homeboy, man. To my homeboy. Almost, I don't know how.
I'm on my load, I've been dug in the penitentiary, yo.
Suave.
They might try to play you soft, so make sure you stand on beating, yo. Yo, oh how I really miss my granny, wish I could see her face. Can't get caught up in these streets, so I'm ducking case. Watch them niggas, they ain't with you, see it on their face. They plotting shit, they trying to get you out your big face. Yeah. I guess I'm back outside again. I just kept it real and stayed solid, they try to hide you, man. Gotta keep it real, don't throw the rocks if you gon' hide your head. Nah, I ain't there, don't give a fuck, I still play my hand. Cut everybody off if they don't wanna see you make it. Don't worry about it lost. When your destiny is greatness, you gon' take it. Keep your head up, your faith in God, and you gon' make it. Run your bread up, don't fuck it off, you gotta save it. I've been taking off, I'm feeling something like a spaceship. I'm a cop inside for quarter brick, this bitch getting played with. Hustling got the dog teeth, Rosewood, 12th Street. I came up in the bricks, we serving fiends all in Booker T. Made the trap house pop with the rocks out the pot. The feds came, but they wasn't off in the plot. Keep your eyes open in these streets, it can get hot. And if you love me, I won't ever turn my back. I ain't forgot how you stay down. I swear to God, this shit get deep, I'm talking way down. I ain't gonna ever turn my back, babe, I'ma stay down. I swear to God, this shit get deep, I'm talking way down. Yeah. I guess I'm back outside again. I just kept it real and stayed solid. They try to hide you, man. Gotta keep it real, don't throw the rocks if you gon' hide your head. Nah, I ain't there, don't give a fuck, I still play my head. Making soda shakers, man, them niggas fake, I ain't shaking hands. I just hit them with the stiff arm, fucking right the clip long. Yeah, I'm talking 33 shots. On the yard off in the fence, we rock the G-shot. And I'm just trying to duck the fast, I got my heat cocked. One in the chamber with no safety on. I play my dog, make it home. And my homie just made fun, he got a monitor on. And if your dog loses life, you gotta take care of his son. And my dog just made parole, the other one on the run. And she won't let me see my son, but want it on her tongue. She be crazy, have my mind blown. I just wanna wake up in a different time zone. I've been out here on my hustle, get my grind on. I've been out here working my muscle, get my shine on. You know you gotta match and go get it. Try to run up you some dicks, I cut them off if they ain't with it, yo. I'm on my note, I've been ducking the penitentiary, yo. Try to play you close, so make sure you stand on business, yo. I'm on my note, I've been ducking the penitentiary and they'll try to play you soft, so make sure you stand on business, yo.
Status Bell Harbor, I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Oh, your bag, tote the cutter, I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock, then going ass Jordan, ass dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch, that's a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that number for man. Real nigga learn up, in the bag. Piping a bitch, it ain't there like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, my dog was for pain. Trapping no rapping, my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.